Hi, you. It's me, Nicole Phoenix Star, and this is a Next Star podcast. So, I have been very busy having calls with people that have wanted to step on to the wellness journey with me, and I am enjoying it so much. It's just such a passion of mine, and I just get so excited about people who want to start using food as medicine and balancing their hormones, and everyone so far is aspiring to our weight release as an aspect. So just playing with the numbers and finding the unique formula for each individual person. I was having a conversation the other day around how I have managed to implement this as just part of my regular life, and how it's, not a diet I stop or start. And they were saying, but don't you get sick of counting calories? And I said, when I was first told by my wellness mentor that I need to count calories, I was so resistant. I was just so annoyed by the thought of it. And, in the beginning, weighing myself every day, and there is so much conditioning around that in society and in body image, and, the way that the habits that we have had growing up around what those things meant. And they were always, a reference of success or failure. And I don't use it that way. I use it as a form of technology and collecting data and becoming intimate with the understanding of how my unique body processes different foods and different protein, and how stress reflects in the scale and all of these things. And it's not a measure of success or failure. And so, I've been on maintenance for almost a year, and in that time, I basically float between 800 grams. And irrespective if I've had, a big day of eating and a pizza date or not. It's because I recognize I have a certain amount of calories every day, and I have 7 of those in a week. And therefore, over a 7-day period, I have a collective number of calories to play with. And I do. So to be able to eat, 3,000 calories one day, I just kind of adjust it a little bit the day before, and if it's unplanned, a day after, and maybe even the day after that. And it all just balances out every single time. But what I was talking about is, I said, I don't need to track calories at all. And yet I still do, because it is enjoyable to me. And because I have so many of the meals I have saved as a meal in my app, I can just hit that one button and all the ingredients come out. And if I've got different measurements in the particular meal, I can just adjust them individually very easily. But the main point was, I've been a yo-yo dieter and yo-yo weight person my whole life, like up to 50 kilos 3 times. And I could never, like, it just sneaks up on you, whether you're pregnant or not. Because the first time was when I was pregnant with Harley. I put on 40 kilos, which was extraordinarily intense. But anyway, and you know, the more you try in perimenopause and menopause, all the things that you used to do just don't work, and it just creeps on and creeps on. And before you know it, you've put on 10 kilos. Before you know it, you put on 20 kilos. I hear all the time people that are deep in their perimenopause journey. Somehow I've put on 20 kilos. I hear it all the time. And I haven't really changed anything. And I'm like, I'm hearing you. But what this journey of counting calories has brought to me is a level of self-love that I never knew was possible. I know the sweet spot. I know the formula. And when I stay in that, and like, you got to understand, I eat so much food. It's the fact that, and some days I don't eat enough, and I often get, you know, I have to be really careful that I don't lose too much weight, which blows my mind, like absolutely blows my mind that that is my reality, because I eat low calorie, high density, highly nutritious density food. I can just eat so much, and because of the combinations I create, and because I'm a foodie, it's just delicious. Like, I eat delicious, tasty, yummy, yummy food all day, every day. And I stay on my maintenance calorie window, and I work with that. And that is the greatest investment I can ever give to myself. Like, that is such a kind thing to do. I never let myself down and just emotionally eat. Like, it just isn't a factor when your body's full of nutrients. It just doesn't want it. Like, it just is weird, and consistently my experience, and anyone that I work with as well, you know, like, we are so ingrained as children and as parents to treat ourselves and to treat our children with shit food. Oh, you've been a good girl. Here, have a lollipop. Oh, if you do the right thing, I'll give you a bag of chips. If you, do this for me, if you do that, then you can, have some candy, or you can have McDonald's, or da da da. Like, the treat is bad habits. The treat is imprinting. Shit food means you're good. And we carry that through, and we think as an adult, oh, I'm just going to treat myself with this shit food. What? Like, that doesn't even make sense. And so, every time I log my food, I just smile and know that I'm investing my time and energy into a level of self-care and a level of self-love that is my health and my well-being. And every time I do that, I'm also banking all of that for my future self. Like, everything I eat for my 67-year-old self. Every weight I lift, I do for my 60 and 70-year-old self. And that is self-love personified. I don't eat shit pizza. I eat beautiful pizza. I don't waste calories on dumb shit. Like, a crappy treat to me is just a joke, you know? And I still eat Darrell Lee red licorice because I love it. I don't eat it every day. I can have 2 pieces and I eat it intentionally. And I eat it with some nuts so that I don't get a glucose spike. And eating walnuts with red licorice is decadent. And I eat it slowly and it makes me smile. And quite often I moan and make all sorts of hilarious noises. And I call that my pleasure bank. And that's completely different to a shitty treat. Completely different. It's the attachment to crappy food to good behaviour that is the issue that we force upon children, that we reinforce as adults, that we tell ourselves. And so I was having this conversation. That was my answer. And it was so fascinating to come to this realization that me living the way I do now as my regular everyday, where I am so aware of the fuel I put in my body. I was actually having a conversation about fuel with my father, with pet food with my father. He has some gut issue stuff and bowel issue stuff. He actually has UC. And talking about, I said, do you put shit fuel in your car? Like, do you put crappy fuel or do you put premium fuel? He's like, I always put in premium fuel. I wouldn't do that. I said, well, why do you put crappy fuel into your human vehicle, into your body? And it landed on him as a completely different reality using that metaphor. And, 90% of the fuel I put in my body, maybe 95 even, there is an intention for that. I know what nutritional value it has, what it's going to do for my body, where it's going to give me strength, what's good for my blood, what's good for my brain, what's good for my heart. And I put that on my plate with all the other bits and pieces. And as a combination, my body is thriving and tastes delicious and is lots of food and never feels like restriction and never feels like a chore. And so that is what I am imparting with others at the moment on this wellness journey that I'm offering. And to be able to be so actively doing it all day, every day with multiple people and hand holding them, the accountability I'm offering is incredible. They have to send a picture of everything they eat to me. Every pre-workout drink, every breakfast, every lunch, every dinner, they send a picture. And I acknowledge it in Messenger. And it makes it easy. It keeps you accountable, keeps you on top of things. And I tell you what to eat, exactly what to eat, and when to eat it. So I'm so excited to be doing it at this level. So cool. So, yeah, I just wanted to share today about what self-love looks like. To be able to recognize that crappy food is not a treat, and teaching children that good behaviour is rewarded by crappy food isn't the greatest idea. Children love time spent, games played. There's so many other ways to treat a child than with crappy food. So I think I am going to leave it there today. It's a little quick short one. Short and sweet, got the message across. I do actually still have 2 slots left for this wellness journey timeline. And all the information can be found on my website. If you scroll down past the podcast, www.nickstar.com, NIKSTARR. And you can reach out via email or through Messenger if you just want to ask any questions. And it's pretty self-explanatory with the information on the website. But if you do have any other questions, there are never any silly questions. So please message me if you feel so inclined. All right, my love, that's all I have today. I love you. Bye.